You think?
Ah, and
Okay.
we are live. Hey, everybody.
Woo-hoo-hoo! We are live. Okay. Hey, D-Lynn, how are you?
I'm good, Kathleen. I am actually doing really great. It's a beautiful day. It was a little overcast this morning, but the sun has come out.
Mm-mm.
I feel the energy has lifted because of that. And it's turning out to be a really nice day.
Nice, nice, nice. And it's an overcast day here. 2 years ago, we had 70 to 75 degree weather this time of year. And right now we're dealing every morning with 32 to 33 degrees. And in spite of that, I've still been running and, making sure I get out, get some movement. And,
Me
that's important. If somebody's going to be successful in running a business, you need to take care of your health. And we're working with a client right now who is teaching a 4-week course on how to transition to a healthy plant-based diet. And what I love about it is that we're getting the inside scoop as far as really tuning into what we need to do to be our best selves. And that's important for entrepreneurs.
It really is. It's one of the biggest things I believe that entrepreneurs struggle with because we want to pay so much attention to our businesses, to our clients. And for an entrepreneur, it's much like the women thing, we always put ourselves last. And the same thing happens for the entrepreneur. And the next thing you know, you're fighting those extra pounds creeping up on you and or just trying to find healthy things and settling for unhealthy because it's more convenient. And we really have to understand that. And it took me a minute to really get this. When you're taking care of yourself, everything else kind of falls in place, right?
Absolutely. And that's what I love about the industry that we work in is we work with a lot of healthpreneurs and people that are plant-based and vegan and healthy vegans. And really it forces us to raise our own bar of walking the talk, because I'm a firm believer that if we're going to help people to grow their business in a certain industry, we should believe in what they're doing. And so really I'm finding that, I don't know if this is the best expression, but holding our feet to the fire of like really, well, it's like if we do the fire walk and we're, mentally there, we can hold our feet to the fire, but truly eating healthy, sleeping, drinking plenty of fluids, exercising, yoga, meditation, all of that is important. And it's all about preparation, which really is a nice segue into something I want to talk about today, which is preparation for when you reach out to get visibility. And one area that we work with our clients on is reaching out to podcast hosts to get visibility by going on their show.
That's one
And
of our major strategies, right? It's like
absolutely.
using other people's audiences to get
Mhm.
more visibility for yourself. And
It's
I
the
love
OPA
how you
method.
framed that. Yeah. Opa.
Other people's audiences. Opa.
Opa. Yeah.
Opa lupa.
Yeah.
But something that I would love to get your take on is that whole preparation when somebody approaches you as a host of a show. When they approach you, what do you expect them to say or do so that you really feel comfortable in having that first conversation with them? Because me, I have a pre-conversation with my
I
potential
do as
guest to make
well.
sure there's a fit. And then after that, I have an expectation that if I send them the list of what I need, they're going to get it to me. So, what is your criteria?
And it's really important for me to have that initial conversation because what I find is that my expectation is that when get approached or I am looking for people to interview, I know when I'm looking, I know as much about them that they are potentially a good fit. I believe that they should know as much about me to also know potentially if they're a good fit. And typically in my first conversations, we usually talk the get to know you fit conversation because I'm like, why are we meeting about the podcast if we're not talking about whether or not you're a good fit?
Right.
And then from there, I always frame a topic title. I am concerned about what it is that you're going to speak about, but I am less concerned about what you're going to speak about because I'm confident in whatever the title is that we've agreed upon at the time that we initially meet. And for me, that is key. I want to make sure up front that I have that topic title because I can do on my end what I need to do to set things up. But I still need things like your bio and your social links and, a couple of bullet points as the description. And I don't want to wait until the last minute to get it. That's usually when you get into tough and crunch, and I've canceled some shows because of that. Not necessarily the show because I have enough in the can
Right.
that I have the next one going, but I've canceled interviews because I've not gotten what I needed. And, then I can actually form an opinion, and right or wrong in between, I actually form an opinion about who it is that I'm going to be interviewing if I can't get that information up front. And it's typically that you are not prepared. And I've been there. I know those
Mhm.
struggles. I know what it takes to produce that stuff. And if you're used to doing that, you've got it. You've
Right.
got it ready.
Right.
You can send it. If you are looking to be a guest, you should do the same thing. Have it ready. Have it ready to send. So, what about you? What have you encountered?
Well, recently I encountered exactly what you were talking about, where I did cancel a show, and it's the second time I canceled this person, and I don't have time to babysit, basically, because as a show host, and it's not just me. I think this is true for every show host. We're very, very busy, and what many people who are not familiar with the whole podcast platform may not realize, whether we're doing the work ourselves or we have a team of people, because Velin, the two of us, we have a team that helps us with some of the assets. But there's not just the booking the interview, there's the pre-conversation, there's the actual interview, then there's the after the interview preparation, if you will. The show has to be edited. You have to embed the intro, the outro, the show notes, the tweets, the social media content, the images that are going to go on social media, putting it on a platform like Buffer to feed out, so a
And
half hour.
YouTube and
Oh my gosh, yes.
mhm.
A half hour episode can actually take up to 4, 5, 6 hours. And that may seem like a lot, but it's not when you consider all the time that goes into it. Now, we may not be putting that 5 or 6 hours into it, but we're paying a team member to do that. And so it's really important to consider where the host is coming from. And what happened recently was, I had booked somebody a while back, and as you know, I had a situation in life where my mother-in-law passed away. So my time got really stretched as a result of that. And this person, right before the interview, I realized I didn't have what I needed, because I'm pretty organized and I keep files, and I label the file with the guest name when they're scheduled to be on. And I looked, and it was like, well, this person hasn't sent me what I need yet. So I wrote them and I said, look, you haven't sent me what I need. I really don't have time to do the research before our interview. I had like 5 minutes, it was crazy. And so I said, let's rebook and get me the information as soon as possible. So this person rebooked, and a few days before it, I noticed I didn't have the content that I had requested. And I send a very specific message with, this is the date of the show, this is the link, this is what I need. Make sure that you send me what I need. Go ahead and leave a review on Apple Podcast. And so I go through a whole list, and you do the same thing. And we do that for our clients too. And so I waited and waited, and it was about an hour before this person was scheduled to go on. And I said, look, I don't have time. I have a very busy day. I don't have time to do the research. And so we're canceling. And they said, well, did I do something wrong? It's like, yes, you did something wrong. You didn't send me what I needed. So then I said, this is what I need. And I was very specific. Well, they sent me 3 messages with different information in each one. It's like, okay, that tells me that you're not organized. So you probably won't do anything to promote the episode you've been on. Real simple solution, because a lot of times we can identify a problem. Well, what's the solution? You're a master at this, which is the Google Docs. And it's like create a doc that has your images in it. It has your one sheet. It has a bio in a Word document so that it's easy to edit. You want to make sure that it's easy on the host. Have all the assets that the host needs and have it in one location so that when you get booked for a show, you can easily send the link over. You make it editable so that they can actually access it. So those are a few things that I would encourage people to look at, because honestly, podcast shows are great for getting the visibility. And we're working right now on a huge campaign for a virtual conference where we're going to be working with a lot of affiliates. And for affiliates, a great way to get your message out there is to get on podcast shows.
Absolutely. Um, for affiliates, for book authors, for coaches and speakers and consultants, that is one of the best ways to get greater visibility. And, when we talk about visibility, we're looking at being very specific in what it
Mhm.
is that we're
Mhm.
sharing with our audiences. And let's talk for a moment about affiliate marketing. To even do a podcast show or be a guest on a podcast show, and you know that you have an event that you're participating in, or you have a product that you have that you want to share, being on other people's shows gives you the opportunity to share about the benefit, the reason that it's happening. If you're selling, that's not going to sell. That's not going to fly. So having yourself prepared with what it is that you're going to talk about, really making it flow and making it flow before you get there means that you have to practice. Now, there are a lot of places that you can go and you can be, on the fly and impromptu, and it's all good that way. But when you're a guest on a podcast show, you really want to be aware of every aspect of what you're going to be delivering to that audience. And maybe it means you have a PowerPoint slideshow that if you're not showing to the audience, you at least know your bullet point notes. You have your notes there. And it's the same thing with affiliate marketing. With affiliate marketing, you're in front of your audience. You're saying, here is what it is that I'm doing or promoting. And here are the benefits. And here's why you want to do this. And here's what else is going to happen. You want to create the flow. You want to set it up. And one of the things that I love about the projects that we work on is we help our affiliates do that.
Absolutely. And
We
the reason being is when our affiliates do well, we do well. I mean, it's real simple. It's kind of like you want to create a win-win-win opportunity, a win for you, a win for your affiliates or your customers, and a win for the general market, because it's not about one person getting the hand up and the leg up on other people. It's really about collaborative partnerships. And that's what affiliate marketing is. It's collaborative partnerships. And actually, one of the things we do that often is not done is we train the newer affiliates and even very seasoned affiliates, because between the two of us, we have quite a bit of experience. And so we're willing to share our insights so that people can do better. You've done well as an affiliate. I've done well as an affiliate, and we want our affiliates to do well. And it's interesting because one of the things that we're working on, and it's kind of like I'm going off on a little tangent here, but we have an anthology book that we're going to be putting out to market, the opportunity for people to join in on that. All of the authors who contribute to this anthology book will also learn about affiliate marketing. They'll learn about book marketing. They'll learn things that you normally don't learn when you join in on projects like that. And it's really interesting how short-sighted many people are. They, and it's no fault of their own. It's just because people are so busy and they're trying to get done what they can get done today instead of stepping back and mapping out, okay, where do I want to be in 3 months, 6 months, a year, 5 years, 10 years down the road? We have a very specific goal for when we turn 70, which is just around the corner. It's within a little over a year for both of us. And it's like, how did that happen? Well, a day at a time for nearly 70 years. But
Yes.
That's not the point. The
With
point being is,
gratitude.
yeah, with gratitude. We do have a very specific goal, and we're reverse engineering that, which means that we have to be extremely organized. We have to have the right team. We have to have the right collaborative partnerships. We have to have the right products and services to offer. So, what I encourage people to look at is, are you just focused on today, and every day you're kind of scrambling and hoping to get through that day and hoping to make money? Or are you stepping back and mapping out and literally putting a blueprint together of where you want your business to go, where you want your health to go, where you want your relationship to go, whatever it may be? You really have to map it out. One of my favorite things to do is gardening. I have flower gardens and I have a vegetable garden, but my flower gardens are like, oh, that is just, it's my heart. And what I do is I actually look at my garden and I say, okay, what do I want to see happen this year? And so I map it out. And that way, when I go and I need to get more flowers or seeds or bulbs, I know exactly what my vision is. And it's really amazing because by having that vision, I'm more likely to get the outcome that I want. So it's true in any area of our life.
And I love that you just talked about something that's near and dear to my heart, because we as people, as entrepreneurs, as mothers and fathers and sisters, and just in everyday life, have to see the connection that all of this has. There's a golden thread that is woven throughout everything that we are and everything that we do. And if you tug on that golden thread and things fall apart, you know that there's a weak link, right?
Mhm,
But if
mhm.
you tug on that golden thread and it tightens up everything that you're doing from A to Z, then you know that you've created that flow. And that happens in your business as well. Whether you're focused on just revenue generating things, or you're focused on teaching and training, or you're focused on being the consultant and going in and actually physically helping someone to create and do more through their business, there is a golden thread that begins with you, goes out, weaves into everything, including our personal lives, how we take care of ourselves, what we eat, whether we exercise, and it goes out and comes right back. And so you want to make sure that, number one, there's alignment in everything that's going to keep your golden thread strong and the thread really thick. And you want to know that you come first. We have to learn as entrepreneurs to put us first. You mentioned something that was really key, and that's sleep. How
Mhm.
many entrepreneurs sacrifice sleep for doing things in their business? And if they've got a family, they're sacrificing sleep so that they can do family and
Right.
business. And that weakens that golden thread. And we want to, one of the things that we really love doing is helping people to see that our systems and processes for some of these revenue generating things will actually help you to reclaim some of your time so that you will give yourself more time.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, and speaking of time, we're just about out of time today, VLyn. So I just want to say that it's always a delight coming on live and just
It
sharing our thoughts
is.
and our
It
experience.
is.
Yeah. So, what are your final thoughts?
Well, I want to remind everybody out there that we've got some really cool stuff that we're working on,
Hmm.
that we will be making announcements around. And if you've
Very
been
soon.
to one of our virtual dinner parties, you kind of have gotten a feel for one of those announcements. But it even goes farther than that. Our next virtual dinner party is going to be on Tuesday, April the 18th
Hmm.
at 11 a.m. Pacific time. Nope, I'm sorry. It's 1 p.m. Pacific time, 4 p.m. Eastern time. And we will be doing some amazing things. It's networking as, I call it networking as unusual, because usually you go in, you meet people, you're pitching your stuff, or at least sharing who you are. And we'll be doing some of that too, but there's another element, and that is the one that we're going to be helping you to hone in more on your messaging and giving you visibility strategies so that you will know how you can get even more clients and customers when you go out into the marketplace.
All
And what are
righty.
your final thoughts, Kathleen?
Well, my final thoughts are one, be grateful for today. Be grateful for the abundance that you do have. I was listening to a Cryon is his name, Kryon, I believe. And it's somebody who channels Cryon. And he was talking about the fact that when we think we have a lot of difficulties, oftentimes we exaggerate what are just inconveniences. And if you look at what some people are actually going through in life, they have difficulties. And in most cases, if you've got a roof over your head, and a lot of people are not with a roof over their head right now, and if you've got food to eat, if you've got friends, if you've got people that love you and people that you love, it's a relatively good day. There's a lot of challenges for many, many people. And so my final thoughts are extend the hand of kindness. And
Mm,
on social media, I was watching a TikTok recently with an elderly gentleman where some people were very harsh with this man. He goes, "What is wrong with you people that you would be so harsh with somebody you don't even know?" And I agree with that. It's like put out kindness, put out love, put out joy. And the more you put that out, the more it'll come back to you. So with that, V-Lynn, always a pleasure. And
same
you have
here.
a delightful day. Take care.
And to everybody out there, you have a great day as well. And we'll see you again next week. Same
Take
time,
care.
same channel. Bye for now.